Your handling of relentless attacks has earned you profound respect and awe, a shift that's about to transform your reality. You're on the cusp of realizing you've become the most respected person in your entire circle, almost by accident. Just yesterday, 3 phone calls occurred that will utterly astound you. The first call came from someone you hadn't heard from in months. Their voice, a mere whisper, suggested anxiety about being overheard. What they said made your heart skip a beat. I need to tell you what really happened behind the scenes. You have no idea how many people were quietly watching as this whole situation unfolded. This caller, approached by your attackers during their second phase, not only refused to believe the lies, but had secretly recorded every conversation. They now possess undeniable proof of the entire conspiracy, including audio, where your attackers openly admit to fabricating stories and manipulating facts. The second call will reveal the identity of your secret defender. This person has been advocating for you in places and conversations you weren't even aware existed. It turns out to be someone of significant influence who quietly witnessed every stage of your ordeal. They've been steadily reaching out across your professional and personal circles, not to argue on your behalf, but to share documented, time-tested evidence of your true character. Without your knowledge, they were building an airtight case for your integrity. The third call will completely alter your understanding of why this entire attack happened. A group of toxic individuals took one look at your life and made a decision that ultimately led to their downfall, not yours. Their strategy unfolded in 3 calculated phases, and you'll be stunned by how perfectly each phase backfired on them. Phase 1. Reputation destruction. They began spreading outrageous, completely fabricated stories about you, twisting confidential conversations into supposed evidence of character flaws that simply don't exist. Their glaring mistake. The people they tried to sway already knew you too well to believe such blatant lies. Instead of turning against you, these people quietly documented everything they heard, building a case, but not the kind your attackers expected. Phase 2. Isolating you from your closest supporters. They contacted your friends and family with carefully scripted messages, attempting to portray you as unstable, unreliable, even dangerous. They positioned themselves as concerned friends, trying to protect others from your toxic behavior. But something truly beautiful happened here. Something your attackers never saw coming. The people who genuinely know you didn't just reject these stories. They started comparing notes. It became clear that they were all being told similar things, and soon they realized this was a coordinated smear campaign. Phase 3. Your public humiliation. The grand finale was supposed to be your public humiliation. The plan was to provoke you into defending yourself, knowing that any emotional reaction would make you look guilty, regardless of the truth. They wanted to trigger you, to see you unravel. Instead, you did something that left everyone in awe. You stayed calm, almost radiant with inner peace, even as chaos erupted. You didn't defend yourself, explain, or react with anger or desperation. You simply kept being who you truly are, and that quiet consistency became the strongest testimony anyone could have offered for your character. The third caller revealed the true motive behind why you were targeted. Your attackers weren't just driven by jealousy over your success, but by a deep fear of your influence. You embodied a level of authenticity and inner strength that exposed their hollow personas. Your very presence threatened everything they'd built through manipulation and deceit, and they simply couldn't stand to have that kind of truth so close to their carefully constructed facades. While your attackers were busy executing their 3-phase plan, you were unknowingly building something far more powerful, rendering their efforts irrelevant. With each day you chose integrity over revenge, Every moment you remained centered instead of reactive, and every time you responded with wisdom rather than emotion, you created an invisible shield that effortlessly deflected their attacks. Their biggest mistake was misjudging your essence. They believed you would fight back using their own methods: lies, manipulation, and emotional games. They prepared for a battle in which they were experts, never realizing you were fighting a completely different war, one rooted in silence, grace, and unwavering strength. You answered their chaos with calm, their aggression with poise, and their manipulation with steadfast truth. Your refusal to engage on their terms left them so baffled that they spiraled into increasingly desperate actions, each one making their true character more obvious to everyone watching. The audience they tried to recruit as bystanders to your demise ended up serving as the jury that held them accountable for their campaign of character assassination. Every lie was immediately fact-checked by people who truly knew you. Every manipulation exposed and documented by those who understood the dynamics at play. With every frantic escalation, your attackers only further revealed their own instability. While this spectacle played out publicly behind the scenes, your closest allies weren't just defending your name, they were quietly investigating the true reason for the attack. What they uncovered was shocking. This was not the first time your attackers had tried to ruin someone's reputation. There was a long history of similar behavior with multiple victims who had been too afraid to speak out before. Your situation became the catalyst, giving these past victims the courage to share their own experiences. Suddenly, what looked like a single personal attack on you was revealed to be part of a much larger pattern of predatory behavior. These individuals weren't simply caught up in a one-time feud. They were the serial character assassins who had been quietly operating in the shadows for years. This revelation shifted the entire narrative, transforming it from a simple conflict between a few people to the unmasking of a long-standing pattern of abuse by known predators. The very audience that had been drawn in to witness your supposed downfall now realized they were actually witnessing the exposure of people who had been inflicting harm within the community for a very long time. Your calm response wasn't just impressive, it was heroic. Without even realizing it, you had become the person brave enough to stand in the light, while those trying to drag you into darkness ended up exposing themselves. The respect people developed for you went far beyond admiration for how you navigated conflict. They saw someone with the rare courage to remain authentic in a sea of deception, someone who could stay grounded even as others worked relentlessly to destabilize everything around them. You became living proof that integrity can withstand any assault, that truth is self-defending, and that authentic power remains unshakable even when put to the ultimate test by artificial manipulation. When your attackers realized their plan had completely unraveled, they scrambled to minimize the damage to their own reputations, trying to reframe their actions as misunderstandings. But the audience wasn't buying it. They had witnessed the planning, the coordination, and the calculated cruelty. For the first time, your attackers faced true accountability. Meanwhile, something extraordinary was happening within you. All the inner work you did while facing this barrage of attacks began to visibly transform you. The pressure they intended to break you instead refined you, forging a diamond-like resilience evident to everyone around you. You found new depths of strength, wisdom, and grace that might never have surfaced otherwise. Unknowingly, your attackers handed you the very experiences you needed to evolve into a higher version of yourself. People began to turn to you for advice, seeking your perspective on their own challenges. You became the person others looked up to as an example of handling adversity with genuine grace. This experience illuminated your deeper purpose. You were prepared by your own life journey to show a different, higher way of being. Your response became a lesson for everyone who saw it, that it is possible to maintain dignity in the midst of lies, to stay centered while chaos swirls, and to answer malice with wisdom. You became living proof that true power comes from within. The attacks designed to break your spirit and diminish your influence ended up amplifying it. On a scale no one could have predicted, your reputation for unwavering integrity and inner strength began spreading far beyond your original circle, opening new doors and creating connections that wouldn't have existed otherwise. The toxic individuals who set all of this in motion suddenly faced consequences they'd never anticipated. The damage they plotted for your reputation came back to haunt them. The isolation they wished on you became their own reality. Not only did they fail to bring you down, they elevated you to a level of respect and influence you might never have reached otherwise. Every attempt to expose your flaws only highlighted your strengths, and every move to isolate you connected you with those who truly recognized your value. 6 months after the ordeal, one of the very people who had been drawn in to help attack you reached out with new information that would change everything. They revealed that your attackers had been plotting this campaign against you for over a year before they ever made a move. They had been watching your routines, mapping your relationships, and keeping close tabs on both your professional and personal circles. This was no random argument or misunderstanding. It was a premeditated operation, carefully designed to dismantle your life from the inside out. The level of calculation was almost chilling. They had set up fake social media accounts just to track your activities, deliberately built relationships with people around you to gather information, and even attended events in disguise, pretending to be supportive while actually conducting surveillance. When this all came to light, everyone's perspective shifted. What once looked like a simple falling out was now revealed as a coordinated stalking and harassment campaign meticulously planned for months. With this new understanding, the respect people already had for your ability to handle adversity deepened into genuine awe. They realized you hadn't just navigated a difficult situation. You had, against all odds, single-handedly faced and defeated a complex operation orchestrated by multiple people working together to take you down. The fact that you managed to remain so centered, so authentic, while surrounded by deception and planning, was a testament to your true strength of character, one that left people sincerely amazed. It became clear to everyone involved that they had witnessed someone operate from such genuine, authentic power that even an entire conspiracy could not shake your foundation. A protector emerges. The individual who revealed these deeper layers of the plot also shared something that will send chills down your spine. Your calm and composed response didn't just protect you. It actually shielded others from becoming future victims. By refusing to break under pressure, you exposed these predators for who they truly were, making it impossible for them to successfully target others in the future. Your integrity during those attacks served not only your own well-being, but also became a powerful act of service for your whole community. By standing strong in your truth, you pulled back the curtain on people who were dangerous to everyone around them. This new understanding has transformed the way others view your character. You are no longer just someone who handled adversity well. You are seen as a protector, someone whose courage and strength shielded others from harm. Your steadfastness during that dark period fulfilled a purpose much bigger than your personal situation. Thank you for watching all the way through. If this message stirred something deep within you, if you found strength in these words, please consider joining the channel as a member. Your support means everything, and it helps me keep creating content that uplifts and empowers others just like you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay grounded, stay radiant, and never forget, your light is your protection.